Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a 5-star book predictions. I don't normally do TBRs, but I guess you could kind of think of this as a mini summer TBR. It's definitely not all the books I'm going to be reading this summer. It's only 5 books that I'm going to be talking about in this video, but these are definitely some of the ones that I am most excited about to read. And yeah, I think it'll be fun to see if they do end up being 5-star reads or not. Thank you so much for watching this video and being here on my channel. I love you all and I hope you enjoy this video. The first book I would like to talk about is A Desolation Called Peace, which, if you hadn't noticed, I bought the hardcover for, which is very rare behavior for me. This past year, I've just been using the library, and I got A Desolation Called Peace from the library, and then my loan ended up expiring before I could finish it, and I was just so keen to keep reading it that I was like, you know what, forget the library, I'm just gonna buy it and have it so I can read it on my own time and not have to worry about holds and all of that. And so I've already read a couple chapters in this book, and they are so far fantastic. A Memory Called Empire, which is the first book in this series, was almost a perfect book. There was a few issues I had with it, but it was a solid 4 out of 5 stars for me if I were to rate it. And the biggest issues I had with it have already been resolved in this book. It's already super fast paced. There's multiple character points of view, which there were multiple character points of view in A Memory Called Empire, but the ones in this one so far have been so good and so interesting. And so if the rest of this book is as good as the first couple chapters that I've read, it's absolutely going to be a 5-star read for me. And my next 5-star prediction for myself is The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. Now, I read and loved the 5th season earlier this year, and from what I've heard from other people who have read the entire series, the books only get better. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this, and obviously all 3 books in this trilogy won the Hugo Award for Best Novel. I have high hopes for this, and yeah, if you haven't read the 5th season, go read it. Seriously, it's one of the best books I've ever read. Not even in the fantasy genre, hands down, I think it's one of the best books I've ever read in any genre. The next book I wanted to talk about is kind of a wild card. I don't know if it'll be a 5-star for sure, but I have a feeling that it might, and it's Phoenix Extravagant by Yoon-Ha Lee. I bought this book not knowing a single thing about it, and it was on sale, on a Kindle sale, and I immediately bought it because the cover is just so gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. And then when I actually read the description, I was like, okay, this book sounds like it's gonna be really good. And so in the words of the author, Phoenix Extravagant is about a non-binary painter teaming up with a pacifist mecha dragon against an evil empire, and it takes place in a magical version of Korea during the Japanese occupation. If I hadn't already clicked buy now before reading the description, I definitely would have after reading that, because it just sounds so interesting. I actually don't think I've ever read a book with a non-binary main character, so that'll be a new thing for me to explore, and I'm really excited about that. Even if it's not absolutely perfect, I think it'll be a good time. The next 2 books that I want to talk about are ARCs that I received on NetGalley, which still blows my mind that I can actually get ARCs, because I used to think that, getting advanced reader copies was very special and only cool people could get it. But yeah, one of the books I'm super excited to get to this summer is The Witness for the Dead by Catherine Addison, and I think I've been calling it The Witness for Peace. I'm pretty sure I got A Desolation Called Peace and this book mixed up, but it's called The Witness for the Dead, and it's about this character who was a sort of minor character in Catherine Addison's first book, The Goblin Emperor. And when I heard that she was writing another novel in the same universe, I was so excited. But basically, this novel follows a character who can commune with the dead. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but he can ask them certain questions after they've died, and this ability of his ends up leading into a sort of murder mystery. The reason that I'm particularly excited for this book is because Addison handles political intrigue so well, and her characters are just so interesting and subtle and complex that I think that she'll be able to handle a murder mystery with complete ease, and I have full faith in her. ability to write a good murder mystery based off of the Goblin Emperor. And so yeah, I'm really glad I don't have to wait to read this book, and if you haven't read the Goblin Emperor, go check it out. You might like it. So this last book I am so excited for, because I have not read a ton of Indian inspired fantasy despite being Indian and despite being a fantasy fan. I just never have brought those two aspects of my identity together, and yeah, I think I am going to love this book, and that is The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to it. I already started the first chapter and I read the prologue, which was fantastic. I can tell that this is going to be right up my alley. The writing was so evocative, and just the idea of a book set in a Indian mythology inspired setting, I feel very connected to it. And I also think that just in general, I think this would be a book I would be interested in regardless of the fact that I'm Indian. It has a lot of political intrigue, which, if you didn't notice, that is my favorite thing in all fantasy books, is the politics and the juicy drama, and the human conflict is my favorite thing in any fantasy book. Humans being absolutely terrible to one another, and the scheming and the plotting, that is my favorite stuff. So I think it's gonna have a lot of that. I've heard the romance in this book is going to be very good as well. So yeah, look out for reviews for both A Witness for the Dead and The Jasmine Throne on my channel soon. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me ramble about books that I haven't read. I will see you in my next video, and take care. Bye!